What's up, everybody? This is BakaBites. I'm Frankfurter. That is Magically Average. And today we are going over Jump Festa 2025's just basically announcement. We're doing a review, not review roundup. We're doing a roundup of all the announcements that happened at Jump Festa 2025 this weekend. You've probably heard all of the bigger stories. However, there are a handful of sneaky good, announcements that happened this week, and we're gonna go over them all. We are currently on the Crunchyroll blog site or Crunchyroll news site, in which they have every single announcement and a hyperlink to each announcement. We are going to start at the bottom of the list, in which they kind of categorized it as bonus round. It doesn't necessarily have to do with it doesn't have to do with the anime, and it doesn't have to do with kind of
Like
like an
new
announcement.
releases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're more so outside of the anime, and you'll see as soon as we go through them, because we'll go through them pretty quickly. First up, we're going to start from the top of the list. Moriarty, the Patriot musical adaptation, is returning in spring 2025. Basically, it's just a stage play that they're bringing back. So, yeah, if you didn't get to see it and you're in Japan, go see it. And a lot of these are going to be pretty much like that as well.
Yeah.
The next one is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the stage to tackle Swordsmith Village arc in the fifth production. So basically, they're doing a fifth Demon Slayer stage show, in which they are going to do the Swordsmith Village arc. Prince of Tennis anime announces dates for 2025 fan festival. So if you're a big fan of Prince of Tennis, they're going to have a fan fest, so you can join in on the fun and kind of do a little bit more hands-on experience and get a feel for what the show could be like in actual, in real life. Next one is Kingdom Hado, revealed as a free-to-play mobile strategy game. Just a Kingdom video game coming out. I believe it's a mobile game. Bandai Namco, Koei Tecmo are bringing to iOS and Android. Yeah.
You think the free-to-play
Again,
mobile strategy game is a mobile game?
yeah. To be fair, oh, I didn't see the mobile in the
It's okay.
title, but
You
yes,
said it.
you're
You
right.
you said it. It's okay. Brain moves
Right.
slower than mouth, and mouth
Yes,
move
indeed. But again, this is only going to
too
happen
quick.
in Japan. This is not going to happen in the States, which is why we're kind of just blowing through these. And the last one for the kind of bonus round, Haikyuu shows gratitude for fans with fan park event in June 2025. This is similar to Prince of Tennis, in which they're going to have like an area to where it's pretty much going to be a bunch of volleyball courts, and you can kind of get a feel of like the scale of what they deal with in the show, like when they go to a tournament, etc.
Just
So
pretend like you're
yeah,
in Haikyuu. There you go.
exactly. So it'll be a fun little time. But those are all really exclusive to Japan. If you're in Japan, great, go enjoy yourself, have fun. But for the rest of us, it's the next two categories that we're really going to look into. The two categories that we'll go over, the second one will be Top Jump Festa 2025 anime announcements. But the one we're going to go over now is Jump Festa 2025 trailers, visuals, cast, and dates. So basically, this is just getting new information, and usually more so new trailers for the season twos or whatever have been announced coming up. So first and foremost, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Anime 20th Anniversary Remastered to air in April 2025. Danny, this one is for you, my buddy.
Can I
Um,
can I tell you I was flabbergasted.
has been 20
That
years.
it's been 20 years.
Yeah, I feel old as dirt.
I
To be honest.
was going through this with my wife, and I was like, "Holy shit, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is 20 years old," and she's like, "Shh, don't hurt yourself." I was like,
This
"No, holy cow, I'm so ancient." Yeah,
Yeah, no, that makes me feel incredibly old and unfortunate. But
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh is playing its cards right, heading into the new year, following today's announcement of the 20th anniversary remaster of Yu-Gi-Oh GX, or of the Yu-Gi-Oh GX anime that will air on TV Tokyo from in April 2025. The fan favorite follow-up series originally aired from October 2004 to March 2008.
So you should
Excuse me.
we should say too that it's a remastered version that's airing in Japan. So there's
Correct.
no confirmation that we're gonna get it on streaming services.
This is correct. Yeah, there's no, I mean, with anime, there's no real given when it comes to everything coming over to the United States. But I
Yeah.
feel like with these ones, I think there's a pretty good chance this comes over to the United States as well. I mean, we got like
Oh
a
yeah.
I forget what year, if it was 20 or 30 years recently, or 25 years of Berserk, the original Berserk.
Oh God.
I think it was 25 years that the original Berserk came out, and we got that, the Golden Age arc remaster last year, I believe. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's a pretty solid shot we get this as well. But yeah, if you enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, it's getting a remaster that'll be on air in April 2025.
It's so crazy.
The
20
next one
years.
here, which is one of my biggest announcements and something I'm really looking forward to next year. Witch Watch Anime reveals more cast and 2 core broadcast in new trailer. So they got a new trailer. Also announced that it's going to be a 2 core. Now I don't know if it's. I don't think it's back to back. I think it's just. Hey, this is. Oh no, it is 2 continuous cores.
There
So
you go.
starting in April, that might. Starting in April, we'll get 2 continuous cores of Witch Watch. If you've never watched it, fantastic little comedy show about a witch and her childhood friend living under the same house, which the childhood friend is an ogre, has to be her familiar because she decides, like, I want him to be my familiar. And she's just kind of klutzy and just happy go lucky while he's super duper serious all the time. It seems like he's very deadpan. And it just makes for really amusing entertainment. So
That one's on Viz.
that one is on Viz.
Yeah.
So it's part of the Sunday Shonen Jump. So it is a weekly series on Shonen Jump. But looking forward to that one a lot. Next is Sakamoto Days anime preview and or previews ending song and new trailer. Now, if you don't know what Sakamoto Days is, you don't have to wait long. The show's starting in January. I believe it's January 11th. And I believe this is also going to be a Netflix exclusive, if
Yep.
memory serves me correctly.
Yep.
But they basically showed a new trailer, teased the ending for the series, which I'm not going to watch until this show actually comes out because I'm looking forward to it. But Sakamoto Days is another one that I've been highly anticipating as well because I feel like this was one of the first series that I started reading from chapter one back when it came out a few years ago. Like I was just like, this was one of the first series that I started at a chapter one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of got a special place in my heart, and I'm looking forward to it. But basically, if you don't know anything about it, assassin retires and marries, has a kid, settles down, opens up a convenience store, and kind of becomes fat and lazy. But still retains like all his powers and not powers, but like
His
still
powers.
retains all his reflexes, etc., and is like can still get back into the game if he needs to. And he needs to because somebody puts a bounty on his head, and he basically just has to figure out who it is and why they're doing this. So it's a fun show. It's a good comedy. Highly suggest it. January 11th, Netflix. Okay, I'm going to go one more, and then you can take over for a few because I've been talking for a long time.
Sounds good.
Next up, Gintama spin-off god dang it. Gintama spin-off anime Third Year Class Z Ginpachi Sensei debuts new teaser trailer. As if that wasn't a handful. Basically, Gintama's getting another spin-off show. The show is literally called Third Year Class Z Ginpachi Sensei. And it's slated to begin airing in October 2025. There's no announcement as to where it'll be, but you can look forward to it in fall 2025. If I had to guess, this will probably be on Crunchyroll because I believe the rest of Gintama is also on Crunchyroll. I think it's also on Hulu as well,
Yeah.
if memory serves me correctly. So if you don't know what Gintama is, very funny show. It's just satirical, just off the wall
Fourth wall.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, go give it a watch if you enjoy just kind of crazy comedy. But that's where I'm going to end it right now. You take over while I take a sip of water.
All right. Next up, Don to Don Season 2 releases a new teaser trailer. For those that were so saddened by the fact that there was no more Don to Don Thursdays, don't worry. You get more Don to Don pretty quickly. I believe it's releasing in spring 2025. Or
Summer 2025.
Oh, is it
July
summer?
2025. Yep.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's all right. We need a break. There's a lot of good anime coming up, but there was a new teaser trailer released. I've been avoiding these categories. I don't care too much about because I usually avoid trailers because they normally spoil the entirety of the show, other than the other meat and potatoes of it. But they're just like, here is everything in what once. It's like the opening, and endings to anime. I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna listen to the song and I don't want to see what's happening. So, but yes, if you want more, if you need to satiate your appetite for Don to get a hint at what's upcoming, they released the new teaser trailer for season 2.
And
We
if you
also
want to get caught up before season 2, it is on the Shonen Jump app, and it comes out every Monday. In which they had a new chapter today, and it was brilliant.
another Shonen Jump series, Me and Roboco anime film gears up with Luffy inspired character. Not sure what that means. I guess they teased a character for the upcoming film that is Luffy inspired. So
Luffy voice actor Mayumi Tanaka to play New Robot.
there you go.
So basically, yeah. But the series announced that One Piece Luffy will inspire a new character for the upcoming Me and Roboco anime film. Miyuki Tanaka, Luffy's voice actor, will also take reins to voice this Roboco version. Tanaka joined the staged event dressed as a farmer with a proper straw hat. Yeah, so
Okay.
that'll be fun. But yeah, they in the posting they kind of have this poster of this robot doing like the Luffy fist bump with each other, and also kind of the Gear 2 pose where he's got one hand on his knee and one on the ground. So
Fun
good stuff.
Fun stuff. Love a crossover, even if it's not really a true crossover. But
Yeah.
our first actual announcement, we have Ramen on Akaneko season 2 TV anime is announced.
Which I
I'm
think
not
this is just
familiar with
Red
that
Cat.
series.
I think this is Red Cat Ramen.
Oh, well, there you go. But I guess it has a season 2 TV anime announcement. I'm not familiar with the series. So
I'm ever so slightly. It's just basically a ramen shop run by different types of cats.
Oh, we previewed it a while
Yeah,
back,
we
and I was
previewed it
like,
a
eh.
while back. Yeah, it came out a while back ago. Season 1 came out earlier this year, I think, is when it was.
Yeah, either
But
winter of 2024 or like spring.
yeah, it happened a while ago. But this was a show neither of us were really interested in. I
Yeah.
see it. I see the series on the Manga Plus app every freaking week. It's like new chapter, new chapter. I'm like, oh, well, no, good for you though. But yeah, season 2, great.
Yeah. And another one that it has a big following. I just don't enjoy it that much. Sorry in advance. Blue Exorcist, the Blue Knight Saga anime will debut on January 4th, 2025. So it is joining the winter 2025 lineup. I think we already knew that though.
Yeah, I think it was just giving the actual date
date.
to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we've known for a while that it was coming. I think we did it in our preview episode last week.
Yep.
But it's just giving the time and date of when it's going to be airing.
Yeah.
But
Bless
yeah,
you.
this is another show that I enjoy. I'm just very far behind. I think I'm like a season or 2 behind right now.
Yeah.
So it's just I gotta catch up before I watch it.
I never got into it. I don't know. I tried.
That's
It
fair.
just wasn't intriguing.
No,
What is
it's fair.
intriguing though, that's getting a second season, is Tis Time for Torture Princess season 2 anime is adding Mutsumi Tamura to cast. So we already knew there was a season 2, but this is just a cast announcement for Mutsumi Tamura. I don't know who they're going to be voicing.
She is the voice actress, by the way, of Kobayashi and Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh, perfect. Love her.
And she will be voicing a character called Sakura Heartlock for the anime's upcoming second season. No other details about the second season's release date, cast, staff, etc. was announced. So it's just the one character.
Yeah. I always find those announcements interesting at Jump Festa when there's like a big, like, we have an announcement. You gather people around a stage.
Wow.
And it's just like,
what is it?
it's just
What could it be?
the profile picture of the voice actor with all their other roles. And it's like, this person's joining the cast. And everyone's like, whoa!
Yahoo!
Yeah.
But
I mean,
no
it's
other
always-
information at this time.
Yeah. It's always exciting, but it makes me laugh compared to like full announcements or teaser trailers or things like that. But
Yeah.
that's still fun though. I am excited for the second season because the first season was enjoyable. A season that wasn't enjoyable
For you or I, but a lot of people love this show.
a lot of people liked it a lot. Aharan-san wa Hakaranai, which is I can't remember the actual English translation for it.
I think the show's just called Aharan-san.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but Aharan-san season 2 anime will premiere in April 2025, so spring 2025. This one was just a slice of life that got really dull really quickly. But a lot of people like the comedy parts of it. They like that weird dynamic with the tall, shy guy and the quiet, short girl getting up to a
But it's
bunch of
not even just
hijinks.
like quiet, like she's shy or anything. It's just like she's physically just
She,
silent. She's
yeah, she
very quiet.
cannot talk loud enough. So yeah,
Correct.
I
Yeah.
it's
You and I
it's
were neither. We're not. We weren't fans of it. Like I think we both gave it like 5 episodes too. It's not like we invested just an episode or three.
it is true.
We got almost halfway through it and it just said no.
Yeah.
This just isn't it. Um, but yeah.
Next up, we have this is a
If you
weird
want me to
title.
go through this one, I can go through this
No,
one,
I
or
can
just
do
do it
this
to you.
one. Yeah, I can do this
All
one.
right.
I just want to read this. Gag manga Biori Go. Go is all capitals, by the way. Anime previews the jokes in first teaser trailer. That is the most confusing announcement title I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. So it's literally called Gag Manga Biori.
Go.
Which is no, like in the thing it says Kosuke's Gag Manga Biori manga is currently celebrating its 25th anniversary. The Big 25, the franchise previously revealed it will get a fifth anime adaptation with the staff and cast from the previous series returning for another round of jokes. A stage event was held for the series at Jump Festa 2025 today, with the first trailer for the gag manga Biori Go. I think Go is 5 in Japanese, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Um, Also known as Kosuke Gekijo Gag Manga Biori Go in Japanese. Jesus Christ. Uh,
So
Released by Remeow, yeah, whatever. It's just basically another season of this show that you nor
do
I
we?
have ever seen, let alone maybe even heard of.
Yeah, I was like, is this an exclusive to Japan? Like, do we even have any translations over or anything?
Um,
This is
I
like
mean,
I've never heard of this. Gag manga Biori.
well, the other Crunchyroll articles that have had like a previous season usually it has a hyperlink in its article, just going straight to the series.
Yeah,
This one doesn't, so it's
Crunchyroll.
not on Crunchyroll for sure. But
Huh.
I'll double check that. But yeah, I've never heard of this, let alone
No. This is
yeah.
it's a first for me. I do like that again, similar to adding the cast. The announcement was that they were just previewing the jokes in the first teaser trailer. You just gotta get
Yeah.
the audience warmed up for the full onslaught of humor that's gonna take place for Gag Manga Biori. Go.
Yeah.
Fist.
Also, yeah, that one is definitely sailed the high seas for a fan translation. There's no official translation for
Well,
that in the United States.
that explains it. Man, oh man, can't get rid of it. Blue Exorcist, the Blue Knight Saga. Main trailer reveals opening, ending theme songs.
So basically, another just more Blue Exorcist news in which it's the
Yeah,
opening and ending.
yeah. Uh, Next up, Blue Box anime previews new theme songs in Core 2 trailer. Getting a lot of
Which
the
I didn't realize that Blue
theme
Box
songs.
had a back-to-back core until today or yesterday. Sorry,
Surprise!
yesterday. Yeah.
Yay!
I'm very excited about it. This is one of my favorite shows this season. It's very, I feel like underrated. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it this season, but it
Yeah,
definitely has been one of my favorite shows. The quality has not dropped, in my opinion, from episode one to where we're at now. And I feel like the story is following the manga pretty darn closely to the point where I'm like, yes. And now I'm hypothesizing where are they going to end season one since it is two cores. So really enjoying the show. It's a brilliant show. If you haven't watched it, highly recommend it. It's a rom-com sports anime.
yeah.
So I will literally say it's like half sports, half rom-com.
Um,
Go give it a watch. Oh, that's also on Netflix.
yes. Something that's neither of those things, and probably one of the
Far
hardest
departure.
things that you're gonna have on your watch list coming up. Takapi's Original Sin anime premieres in 2025, and there is a trailer for it as well. I did confirm that.
Yes.
No set day or month, I should say. So we don't know what season it's going to
It's
be out in,
just
but it's just 2025.
2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is in my top 3 in terms of big announcements from Jump Festa 2025. I read the manga, which I didn't realize at first was just a one shot from the author. I think their author is Tizen6 is their mangaka name. But that
Tizen
was
5.
Tizen. Oh, damn, one number off.
One number off. Go.
This was one of the hardest reads. Not even just for like a manga, like just in general. It was a very hard read. It is a lot of charged subjects, but it's done so well that it's hard for me to not recommend it, even though it's difficult. So seeing it get animated, first off, early prediction, it's only going to be 6 episodes, I imagine. I don't think they can do a full 12 episode season. I think the manga itself is maybe right around 270 pages to 320 pages. So it's not big by any means for a one shot. But there's a lot contained in it where I think they can easily splice it out into 6 episodes. There's no way they could do 12.
If I'm reading this correctly, there are 2 volumes for this source material, which there are. I don't know if they
might have consolidated.
In Japan, in Japan there's 2. They consolidated in one in the United States.
Yeah.
A little bit more background to this announcement. Shinya Ino, Dr. Stone, directs and writes the series composition for for Takapi's Original Sin anime at Inshiya with Keita Nagahara, which is Suzume's unit director, Violet Evergarden key animator, drawing the character designs. So
yeah, so
two pretty big heavy hitters attached to this project.
Yeah. I was gonna say I watched the trailer because having read it, I'm like, I know what happens. I'm gonna watch the trailer just to see what it's gonna look like. It looks
very unique.
So the art is really unique. I'll say I don't want to reveal too much. Suggestion would be if you can handle 18 plus type subject material and are not easily, I guess, frustrated by what you see. There's nothing sexualized or anything like that. It is a lot of we'll just say death. Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Doom and gloom.
Yeah. If you can handle that, just go in blind. Because it is such a wild ride. Like, it is nothing I've ever read before is like Takapi's Original Sin. And the art style alone is what captured me too, because there's a lot of scenes. There's like 2 pages in particular I remember from reading that stick in my brain. I don't think I'll ever be able to like erase them either. But it's just this like, it's incredibly detailed background with like the most upsetting childlike image in it. Like kid drawn style, cutesy, artsy, with the most horrific scenery behind. And I'm just like, there's some level of unsettlement here beyond what I can normally comprehend. Like it is to a degree that I just want to put this down and step away for quite some time. But I couldn't. It was so gripping from start to finish. So yeah, that's on my must watch at all costs for 2025. And I think people should go in just no expectations, no background, no knowledge, just hop into it and see what happens.
That's probably what I will be doing, because I don't plan on buying the book, and I do want to watch it because you have said it's like it is very good, but it is very daunting. But on the other spectrum of 18 plus, our next announcement: Chain Soldier Season 2 anime adds Kana Hanazawa as Ren Yamashiro. Excuse me. Passion will handle the anime production for the new season. The official Chain Soldier anime stage event at Jump Festa 2025.
Say it how it's pronounced.
What? Jump Festa?
Passion.
Passion.
It's not passion. Based on the anime that they...
Sorry, there's an E at the end of it. I'm sorry. Passion.
If you look at the anime that they've done as well, It's not passion. It is passione.
There's a lot of passion behind it, let me tell
Yes.
you. But yeah, they basically for season 2 announced a new trailer or announced a new character and the voice actor for it, along with a preview still image, or I forget what the heck you call it. Um, Basically a poster of the character, their headshot, and kind of what their full body looks like as well.
Yeah.
So, but coming up in their second season was announced in March 2024. I don't believe there is a date on when it is coming out. So more to come there, but new character. Um,
Hooray.
Hooray! A show that I actually just finished today, the season 1 of it. Uh,
Congratulations.
yes, Mission Yozakura Family season 2 anime set for 2026.
Holy moly.
They yes. Well, the first season of Mission Yozakura Family was a 2-core back-to-back. I think it was spring summer, and I finally just finished it
That
today.
was on Hulu, right?
That was on Hulu.
Yeah.
A lot of sneaky, really good shows on Hulu right now. Like
That's
you got
true.
that Undead Unluck and
Go Loser Ranger.
Go Go Loser Ranger was another. Even the Suicide Squad one was pretty good. But yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
sneaky things on Hulu. But season 2 is first announced along with the conclusion of the first season back in October, and Jump Festa 2025 announcement. We know that we can expect it sometime in 2026. Visual is the word I was looking for in the last announcement, whereas the image. But
Good
yeah, they
job.
released a new visual for season 2. I'm looking forward to this one. I think season 1 was a lot of fun. It's a shonen series, so it's not like overtly great, but it's not excuse me. It's not overtly horrible. This one was actually it was a lot of fun. Like you're gonna get a lot of fun out of Shonen Jump titles.
Yeah. But the
And this one was
most fun Shonen Jump title and the
which you can
final
arguably say that
wrap up
this is series, but or
the
serious,
final
not
wrap
rather.
up to this section of the Jump Festa announcements. Save the best for last. Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War Part 3 Look Back trailer builds hype for finale. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Basically, the trailer is just, or the look back trailer was just over the part 3. They're like, this is what happened, and we're going part. Here we go.
Yeah.
I think
I
there's
am
2 episodes left.
3. 2 or 3. I can't remember. It comes out on Hulu. And
Yeah, that's another
it's
one that is also on Hulu. Yeah.
it's annoying.
It's 2 episodes left because it
Boy,
says
oh
ahead of
boy.
the premiere of episodes 39 and 40. So
This, yeah, man. I'm gonna be really upset when it ends. I'm not gonna lie. This has been
I need to start and finish this within a week.
this has been incredible. This has been incredible. I love everything about the 1,000-Year Blood War. Every part to it so far has been excellent in its own right. So I'm certainly waiting on bated breath for the finale, but also hesitant to go into that part knowing that it's going to be the finale. So it's a little like excitedness mixed with trepidation in the knowledge that it's going to end and my life's going to go back to a life without Bleach anymore, which is sad.
Pity.
I know.
Real quick, back to the Chained Soldier announcement. I didn't realize that Passion didn't do season 1. Season 1 was done by a studio called 7 Arcs, so it is a studio change for that.
Oh,
that
well,
series.
we do know that Passione
Passion will definitely
does
bring the passion.
yeah, they certainly like to do as much as they can for the fans. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. And now we are on to the big stuff.
Just
The
showing
top
a big picture of Reese from Chainsaw
Reese,
Man.
I can't. We'll
All
get
right.
there, but the top Jump Festa 2025 anime announcements. Now, these didn't necessarily come with trailers. They're mostly just like a visual image and just like, hey, it's coming out, it's happening, it's doing the thing.
Yeah.
There are like maybe 1, maybe 2 trailers in this actual thing. I think it's just the Chainsaw Man movie, but we'll get to that announcement. First and foremost, we have
Spoiler.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen anime heads to the Culling Game arc
Ugh.
in a super teaser visual. Hidden Inventory Premature Death Arc compilation film, because everything has to be a film now,
I
is
don't
also releasing in May 2025 in Japan.
do you,
You don't what?
the film thing. I was just gonna comment on it. I was gonna say I don't understand it, but as I was about to say that, my brain was like, "You understand it," and I think I have a hypothesis behind it. I mean, beyond just the cash, right?
Money,
It's
money, money,
clear
money,
it's
money,
clear that it's
money.
like the easiest way just to make quick cash and something that's already been produced. All you got to do is splice it together and then say, "Hey, we're gonna add another bonus, you know, episode of the new season coming out. You get to see it 3 weeks in advance." Ooh, right? Like I
But
get
it's
that
not.
piece.
It's just it's there's not even that. It's
No.
just
It's just yeah,
hidden
no, I know. It's just a
inventory premature
compilation
death.
of the previous one.
It's not even the fucking Shibuya incident. It is just hidden inventory and premature death.
So weird. Um, but no, I mean the other thought I had behind it is what a way to get the people in that have too much on, like that watch too much, where they're just like, I'm just gonna wait for the movie, right?
Right.
Like let's say like if you know for JJK or Demon Slayer is another good example of this, right? That like, hey, like 6 to 8 months after the season airs, I'm probably gonna get a movie that just captures what happened in that season. I'm just gonna wait for the movie.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you do that as opposed to adding it to your watch list and then being like, oh shit, I'm like 6 episodes behind, right? It's I think that's part of it, but obviously the what weighs the most is certainly that it's like the easiest way to get a quick cash grab. Whoops, on something that you've already created. It's just
I
annoying to me that they do this new. Their new shtick is like, we will give you the previous season,
yeah.
but
I so to me
episode or two of the new one.
yes, but you're not going to get the episode or two of the new one. And I
No,
think the thing that's more egregious for me on this is the fact that this was 5 or 6 episodes. I think for the like actual season, it was one of the two, five or
yeah,
six. But this was part of the season that was actually done. This was finished. The work was completed. I understand it if you wanted to do the Shibuya incident where quote unquote the animation wasn't done.
well they did that.
They did it probably for the Blu-ray.
Yeah, they no
Where
they
they put the remainder like, when it's an actual finished product, they put it out, unless
yeah.
they refresh Crunchyroll,
So here's my prediction
and I
specifically with
missed it.
JJK. They did do it for the Blu-ray. There was like a
Yeah,
whole.
they usually do that for most shows,
It's
like, I know
so
even Stead, told us, like, My Dress Up Darling, they added things to the Blu-ray release that weren't in the streaming version or,
you
like, the TV
got to
version.
keep Blu-rays alive somehow.
Yeah,
Um,
no kidding.
what I predict for JJK though is that they're likely going to do the God, what would it be like the last? They'll probably take. And apologies, this is I'm gonna avoid spoilers as much as I can for JJK. Um, but it just apologies if something slips out. So plug your ears, la la la, or whatever. Um, they're probably just going to take the parts with Sukuna and add it into a film prior, and then splice in the first episode or two of the Culling Game, because in the manga it's like a seamless transition between these events that took place.
Okay. I
So
think I think they'll do the other way in which they've done it in the past, and they take the last 2 episodes, throw that in, and then just do the first 2 episodes.
well, so the problem though is that the whole Shibuya incident, there's different events taking place simultaneously, and some of
Yeah.
them are like they're not, I shouldn't say they're unrelated, but some of them can be like removed without deteriorating the rest of the season so much, right?
That's fair.
So I imagine what they're going to do is they're going to like pull out the key pieces from like the 6 episode chunk where like shit really goes down in the Shibuya incident, and then tie it into the first episode or two of the Culling Game. Which, for all you JJK fans out there, I know immediately what you're going to say about the Culling Game. Even if you have read the manga, which I've read all the way through, it's going to be just wait, it's going to get better. But the problem is you guys are all going to be upset about it because it's not going to be as intense as the Shibuya incident. That's just going to be the case. You're going to hate season 3. I'm sorry. I'm going to love season 3. The calling game stuff is really fucking cool. However, one downside is this is when shit starts to get somewhat convoluted. Like there you start getting like the first inkling that
Curse, power, death, curse, curse, power,
Gato
death, death game, power,
Gato's
curse.
starting to have to develop their own dictionary of terminology for their own series because they're even forgetting. Or Gege. I said Gato. That's funny. Gege.
You didn't even say Gato. You said Gata.
Whatever. Gege. Calling game is when it starts to get like you start to get a sense like, oh, they're losing it. And I think actually this is right after or during the calling game. Because the calling game, this isn't really spoilers either. The calling game transitions directly into like the finale. Like the calling game is in essence the finale of the entire series. There's just it's a lot. Like the calling game is just a shit ton.
Yeah. So to me, with this whole JJK announcement thing, I think it's silly as a whole. I think that the film is kind of just like sure, why not? Go for it, have fun. But to me, the like calling game teaser, quote unquote, that they put out, I think is fucking hilarious because they call it quote super teaser visual. It's just a visual. It's just a poster. It's just a poster for the new season. They call it a quote super teaser visual. It's just like, can we stop making up bullshit terms for something that already exists?
It's they have to
like there's you are literally over marketing. This is to the point where it's just like, what the fuck is this? Why should I care about a super teaser visual? What is the difference between a super teaser visual and a visual? Nothing.
I'm gonna guess it just shows a lot of the participants in the calling game.
No, it's literally a poster. It shows a red like hand reaching out towards Itadori, who looks passed out on the ground, and it's all contained in a window silhouette. That's it. And then it has like it looks like a movie poster where it should have like lines underneath of like, oh, this is the director, this is the actor. It's just lines underneath the thing, and then it just has like I assume Jujutsu Kaisen at the bottom, and then it has verbiage on the left hand of the poster. That's it.
I don't even know what that's in reference to.
I don't know. If you click into the link, you'll see exactly what I mean.
No.
There's no spoilers to it, but it's just
I don't even want to. I want to keep it a mystery.
It's just a poster. It's just a visual.
Well,
why name it anything other than that?
The other thing too is that it doesn't come with a date. It doesn't come with a release date. I imagine we're not going to get this until
but
end of 2026.
The movie did get a release date with May 30th, 2025 in Japan. So we won't get that until September, probably October. If I had to guess, October.
They've been coming over a little bit quicker. I'll be optimistic for everyone. I'll say August. How about that?
Fair.
But yeah.
I mean,
but if you want to watch it again, apparently in theaters, have fun.
But not even the full Shibuya incident, just the hidden inventory.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna move on because we spent entirely way too much time on Jujutsu Kaisen. Hell's Paradise Season 2 anime premieres in January 2026 and will stream on Crunchyroll. So we got a freaking season. We got where it's coming. I'm excited. But yeah, Mappa's back for Season 2.
Yeah.
And I really hope. Again, I had criticisms of Season 1. I really hope that they pull out all the stops for Season 2.
I
have a feeling this is where they're also working on Jujutsu Kaisen. So
this is where we drastically disagree with this series. I thought it was a great 1-to-1 for the art style and overall aesthetic of Hell's Paradise. I want it to look and feel like how it is in the manga. I don't want it to be a drastic departure from what's in the manga. That's the thing. Like I don't want them to just be like, I know you draw like this, but we want to show the characters like this. Like that's not keeping with the true heart and soul of the series.
So you and I feel like you at this point don't remember what we disagreed about because it wasn't the art style, it wasn't the backgrounds. The backgrounds were great, the art style was fine. It was the actual physical art to it, of which it was lazy. It was one of those like
But
We're gonna zoom
what do
in
you
on the
mean?
person while they're running.
Cinematography is what you mean, not the art. It's the
Yeah, well,
cinematography.
no, the cinematography and the way it was animated just seemed very lazy.
I thought it was perfect. We were watching two different series apparently. I like
Yeah,
the things that you reference are still like the sequence
tomato,
that took
potato.
place when he was going through the prisoner battle royale basically in episode 2. That was insane. Like his first fight with the main guy, I forget all their names. I know Gabimaru, that's like the only one I remember.
Yeah,
When he was fighting the main his one basically
flower
jailer.
person.
Yeah. No, not the flower person. His like jailer in like episode 3
Yeah,
when they were having their first little fight tiff thing. That was a good
yeah.
fight. Like I thought it was really well done. Again, I am the type of person that's not going to nix a studio if the style is akin to what it's like in the manga. Like I'd rather them do that than
It wasn't the style I was criticizing. It was
it
the
was the
literal.
animation quality and all that stuff, the cinematography that
Correct.
goes along with it. What do you want them to do? You want to make them like be
Stop
more
blue locking it. Stop blue locking
no,
season
dude,
2
that
even.
is no,
It wasn't
no,
it wasn't that bad.
that
It
is
wasn't that
you.
it wasn't as bad as Blue Lock season 2. It was not. However, it wasn't up to par with what I thought the animation would be. That's what I'm trying
That's
to say.
that is
Because the
wildly
animation was
insulting. That is wildly insulting. Go back and just watch season 1. Do me a
I
favor.
probably will.
Go
I
back and watch
probably
season
will
1.
eventually. Because it did get a dub and I never watched the dub. So I will eventually go
Speaking
back and watch the dub.
heresy.
Moving on, Spy Family Season 3, animated premiere in October 2025. A special illustration by character designer Shimada Kazuki? I don't know. Kazuki. There you go. Was released. Despite the many distractions, Operation Strix continues earnestly in the third season of the domestic espionage series Spy Family. At today's Jump Festa, the cast revealed that Spy Family Season 3 is set to premiere in October 2025. Alongside the announcement, a celebratory visual was released showing Anya and Bond as adorable as always.
Can I
That's
be
it.
honest with you?
What's up?
I'm kind of bored
Don't
with
care.
Spy Family. Yeah. And I've been reading it. I'm like when season 2 started to air, I legit was like, I don't really know if I want to watch it. I just didn't really care.
So, my grief with Spy Family isn't necessarily that I don't care. It's that I think it started out so strong, had great moments, and then the moments that aren't great are really bad.
I mean,
They're not fun to watch. They're not super entertaining,
yeah,
but they're just really boring. And
yeah.
I love the dodgeball. I love the tennis arc. I love the beginning of the series, like where you're getting to know the cast and characters. And then the cruise arc in season 2, I think was brilliant.
Yeah.
Everything after the cruise, I was like, this is fine. This isn't great. This is fine.
Well, and that's
What really pisses me off the most about it though
oh boy.
is the movie. The movie is probably the best part of this entire show. The movie was so much fun. It was so fucking great
And the movie's
that
not canonical.
and it's
Yeah.
non-canonical. It pisses me off that the movie was so much better than the rest of the series.
Well, that was
Because
like
I'm caught up. I'm caught up on the manga and it continues to be like I like this part, I really don't like this part. It's really boring. I like
yeah.
this part, I really don't like this part. This part gets really serious, then it's a little jokes again, and then it gets serious again. There are a few parts that might not. I don't know how long if season 3 will be 12 episodes, 24. I don't know if it'll be in season 3, but like there are parts that I'm looking forward to, and I'm just like, it's blended together so much that I don't know where it happens in the timeline.
Yeah. My issue with Spy Family since the cruise arc is it seems like the mangaka, and this is not a jab at the mangaka, okay? Like
He doesn't
writing,
want to work on this.
yeah, I was just gonna make that comment. Like they have been open about how much they do not like writing this series, but it just does
Yeah.
so well that they're like, well, I'm not gonna stop. And I'm not just gonna like kill it.
Good editor. That's a good editor right there to
Yeah,
just be like, no, we need more. We need more. Keep
yeah.
going. Keep going.
Like I think I read one of their other series, like the first chapter or two, and I actually kind of liked it. But obviously, Spy Family was.
Tisa?
Oh, I don't remember the name, man.
Uh,
Don't quiz me on stuff that I read like a year or so ago.
he had
Um,
a 2-volume series called Tisa, and I read it, and I think the first volume wasn't nearly as good as the
I want to.
second.
Yeah, I can't remember, but their stuff was good. Obviously, I know why Spy Family was stronger.
Yeah.
Um, but ever since the cruise arc, it does seem like they've been making chapters as a placeholder for them to finally figure out what exactly they want to do. Like I enjoy the stuff where we get some background on characters, right? I'm not going to reveal too much if you haven't caught up in the manga. But there's a couple of chunks of the manga where we're getting more background on some characters that show up more often or more like pivotal to the series, we'll say. And
Yeah.
those are enjoyable. I like that. It's a nice escape from kind of this everyday go to school, something goofy happens, go back home, something goofier happens, like shtick over and over again. But the problem is that we then, once that portion ends, we get the same thing again, right? Like that's the issue, is that we go right back to this. Okay, now we're doing another shtick, and we don't really know. We don't really know what we need to do now.
Yeah.
We gotta find another thing to take up some time. Ooh, this character's interesting. Let's see if we can explore their dynamic, or the relationship between them and our main characters, or whatever. It just I think they're reaching a point where they have to inevitably decide, okay, is there going to be a sequence that gets me to the end, or am I going to be forced to end this shit? Because there's a
Yeah.
big difference between planning it out and kind of being forced into a corner. JJK is a very, very clear example of the latter, where you're just kind of forced into a corner because you really don't have any better way to end the shit.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a couple of like the I don't know if are you completely caught up with the manga at all?
I might be a few chapters behind at this point.
So I will say about the current arc is that they're inching closer towards like what could be a good, not necessarily ending, but they could be inching towards like a start to a final arc. Just for the fact that they have brought in major players, they keep bringing in these major players, and now all of these major players are like that they've been introducing and been focusing on. They are like finally starting to like meet up a bit more.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially with this past chapter, I think that they're gonna start trying to get towards the final arc. It might take a little bit longer to do that. I'm probably gonna eat crow when a year passes and we're nowhere near it.
Yeah.
But I feel like with all the press out there knowing that the mangaka doesn't want to, write this anymore, doesn't enjoy the characters, I can see them kind of just starting to go towards that finale.
Finale.
Um, finale. That being said, everything that we just shit upon for Spy Family, I still would suggest this to somebody starting out in anime. I still would, because it is
Yeah.
entertaining. Like
Well,
there is a good entertainment factor for a majority of it.
yeah. I mean, I how do I want to word this without upsetting every person?
It's
Um,
inoffensive.
no, it's not that it's inoffensive. I relate this to the big three in the sense that like it's not spectacular, it's not groundbreaking, it's not trying to do anything too crazy by any means, right? It plays it fairly safe, and it does it well enough to be entertaining. Like that's kind of the big three, right? That's how I always have looked at the big three when it came to One Piece and Bleach and Naruto. Now, obviously, what they've inevitably grown into has evolved well beyond that initial characterization of them. We'll say, especially
Yeah.
like Bleach has been chaotic ever since the Thousand Year Blood War. One Piece keeps getting wilder and wilder as well. Naruto has just kind of been Naruto.
I mean, it's Baruto now, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and we all know how that is. Um,
Apparently, it's actually gotten very good now in the
eh,
second, like
hard to
the
recover from the hard to
the
recover from that
Boruto
initial.
Shippuden, essentially. Well, I think that was just the anime. Everybody was like, "This anime sucks."
I don't know.
But
I heard
regardless,
rumblings about both, but yeah, we've always talked about like what's the new age, like big three, and it's always been like hard because you don't want to put in like I wouldn't even consider like a JJK to be a part of like a big three, or like Attack on Titan. Like I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Spy Family has just been the easiest pick for someone that's new into to anime because it has all of these like safe elements to it where you know it can attract a variety of viewers that are new to the medium. But at the same time, it's like it's not, to someone who's been watching a lot of anime, it's not gripping enough to keep you along season to season. And I think that's where I'm falling into now, where like reading it through the first however many chapters was like great, like again up through the cruise arc and everything, and it's like, all right, what are we gonna get? Like, is it more of this? Because I'm in for it. And then it started to like kind of peter out, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
we get some highs, we get some lows. It's just that's how I kind of felt always watching the big three. It's like there's always like really high moments and there's like really low moments. And when you
yeah,
average it out, it's kind of even keel, right? You're just kind of middle of the road always. You're always gonna
that's
get some
fair to say.
highs, but you're always gonna get some lows. So I'm just like with Spy Family season 3, I'm like, it's. I think this is where people are maybe going to start to realize, like, okay, we're getting this like pretty wide range of
Yeah.
episodes where like some of them are great, some of them are pretty boring.
Yep. With that being said, another show where I know a lot of people are like, "This is pretty great," but it could be pretty boring. My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia final season anime premieres in autumn 2025. I don't know why they use the term autumn. It's always been fall, but fall 2025, we are finally going to get the 8th and final season for My Hero Academia. If you don't know, the manga ended this past summer. I read it all in a freaking Blades of Glory, Fury, whatever the heck. I don't know what the saying is off the top of my head. My just brain died right there. Um, and I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying the seventh season, but also I thought that the ending of this series was as good as it could get because they've done so much with it and they've tried a lot, they've failed at a lot, they've succeeded at a lot. And I think the hardest part to ending a juggernaut series the hardest part of ending something that is a juggernaut is literally the ending.
Yeah.
Just if you can literally just stick it and it be like an okay ending,
So
you've done your job. If it's so hard to do something so great for a juggernaut that a lot of people fall into the category of it's just a bad ending, which right now Undead Unluck is really going towards a bad ending.
oofta,
Yeah, it's not good.
oofta.
In my opinion, this is my opinion. But My Hero Academia, I think that they did a good job with the ending. They did it as best as it could get, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it animated out.
Yeah. So let me provide some perspective as someone who's not caught up in the manga at all,
Yep.
and has not watched the last season either. Okay.
Ooh.
So just let me provide this perspective, okay? I think the My Hero ending should have been the easiest ending across many of today's new age of premier anime, like shonen series. And the reason for that is the very first episode of My Hero, we get the famous line of how this is the story of how I became the number one hero in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It is like, that is, in terms of story writing, one of the easiest methods for planning out a series from start to finish, right? The beauty of it too is that by like season 2, even, you know, we'll say season 3 to be safe, a lot of people probably even forgot that, right? That this whole thing starts off as Midoriya saying like, this is my story and how I became the number one hero in the world, right?
Yeah.
Effectively saying this is a flashback on all the events that took place up until present time me that is number one. Okay.
This is
Like
how I met your mother.
yeah, perfect. I
Except
hate the
for the fact
analogy,
that
but
the
whatever.
fucking end of How I Met Your Mother is one of the most
Yeah.
debated thing and just worst endings in TV history, but whatever.
So to me, the ending to My Hero is not saying set in stone, but something that's really easily navigatable, like to the point where you have freedom to approach it how you want, speaking from the perspective of the mangaka, right? Like you have the ability to be flexible with how you want to set up the ending, but your ending is there. It's written, right?
Yep.
And here I am as the number one hero in the world. If you want to set it up as like a scorched earth, everyone is dead and you have to set up a whole new hero academy, cool. What a twist you could create. If you want to do a no, everything's hunky dory and we live happily ever after, and this is how I eventually take the reins, you can do that too, right? Like, the world is your oyster, but at the end of the day, you've already told everyone there's a pearl in that oyster, okay? Like that's it. So you shouldn't be able to fuck it up.
And they didn't. I don't think they did.
Right. Okay. That's your side. I've seen plenty of posts online and some dissatisfaction with how it ended, to the point where I think the manga
people have the highest of expectations.
Yes, I know. Anime fans are
It's like
fans are
Half-Life 3.
ruthless.
Nobody's gonna be satisfied with whatever they put out.
Yeah. I get it. All right. But correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
The mangaka though did release like a last.
No. It has been theorized and rumored he has not released any, or they have not released anything.
I thought I saw panels from this supposed like last chapter where it's like it's not the true last chapter. The last chapter already was done. The series is done. This is like their, we'll say, epilogue.
They rewrote the ending essentially. Like they rewrote the epilogue. Yeah, no, they never released that. That has not come out yet.
All right.
To my knowledge, like usually no, they have not released it. Okay. It's not on the Crunchy or the Shonen Jump app, but yeah, it was rumored. It was like theorized or not theorized. It was heavily rumored that they were writing a new chapter to kind of make fans a bit happier. In my opinion, don't fucking cater to them. It's done.
Do you want to know who?
It's already good. It's an already good ending. Why the fuck would you cater to a loud minority?
Do you want to know who is doing that though?
Oshinoko fans?
No, Gege for JJK.
Oh, that's because they screwed the pooch fucking hard on that series. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna move on to our next announcement, which to me is the biggest announcement out of Jump Festa, and I'm very, very excited about this. My Hero Academia Vigilantes. The anime has finally been announced and is coming out April 2025. Spin-off series is being produced by Studio Bones Film.
Studio Bones did the rest of My Hero.
If you are new to this channel and you are new to me, hello, I am Frankfurter. I 100% fully think that My Hero Academia Vigilantes is a better series than My Hero Academia. Just putting that out into the ether. It's not a prequel. It's in the same world, but it comes years before My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Like it includes some of the characters from My Hero Academia as like side characters for a couple chapters, but like it doesn't heavily feature a lot of people from it. It does go into a background of a few things that are important to the main My Hero Academia series, but like it doesn't go super in depth. It's like a chapter that they focus on it.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, I think the characters are more fun in Vigilantes. I think the main character is fucking so much better. This is one of the actual MCs in a show or series that I think is a legitimately good MC. Because a lot of MCs in main big series are just flat out not good. They're just not. This one is. I really enjoy this MC. I'm thoroughly looking forward to this. This is like one of my hotly anticipated shows of the year.
The easiest way to sum it up is it's what My Hero fans had been asking for and eventually got in like halfway through season 6 and then into season 7.
Yeah.
Like this is like the grittier side. And I will say it is.
I wouldn't even say it's grittier. It's not even that it's grittier. It's just that it doesn't swing from like, oh my god, I'm super serious, to oh my god, I'm super jokey. It's like
Well,
it's not super serious until like maybe the very end, but it's not super jokey. It's like a very good solid middle ground
I mean,
between the two for a majority of the series.
yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with your characterization of it in that regard. I think that the easiest way to describe vigilantes is that it's everything you want in a hero anime sans the school aspect, because it's what
Yeah.
it's called. It's vigilantes, right? It's the heroes that did not go through the proper medium to get certified and licensed and be able to be called heroes and join the hero academies. Like that's it. Like it is a rougher looking side to the hero industry, we'll say.
And not even the industry. No, it's just the it's a rougher looking take on the world when heroes aren't there to be the first responders. It's
Well,
like
that's
who
that
can take care of
that's what
this?
I mean. Like the hero industry as a whole. I'm not talking like just getting into like an agency. I'm saying like as a whole. Like the world in which heroes exist and the inner movements and everything that goes along with having heroes. It's like that's like the industry as a whole. So it's like what happens if you're not a part of that, but you're still a hero or you still call yourself a hero?
You still want to be a hero.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
that's the type of stuff that I feel like we like at least I've been liking a lot more in the regular My Hero is like when we're like actually seeing the heroes themselves and like seeing them in action. Like I understand they have to go through school and I understand that there's a whole setup to it. I get that, but
Yeah.
that was very very drawn out. like move your feet.
Fair enough. But yeah, to me, this is the biggest announcement of Jump Festa, and I know we still have a few more to talk about. But I've been hotly anticipating this series for a very long time,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy it's finally here, and it's not far away.
Yeah.
It is literally the spring season.
Let's skip the next one. We'll do the final three cuz the next one is
Okay.
my top one.
That's fair. Following that, we have Kaiju number 8, season 2. Anime reveals July 2025 release and a new teaser visual. Not a super visual, just a regular visual.
Well, yeah, it's not
Um,
JJK, so it can't be a super
yeah,
visual.
exactly. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, if you haven't watched Kaiju number 8, brand new series this year
Just go
that
read
came
it.
out. What?
You said if you haven't watched Kaiju number 8, I said just go read it. I don't like the first season. Just read
I think
just
the
read
first
it.
season's good. I think the first season's good.
I
I
think it's
don't think
bad.
it's great. I think it's good. But season 1 of Kaiju number 8 came out this spring. I thought it was a good season. But we are getting season 2 in July 2025, and I think that this will be another good season. I don't think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be good again.
I think season 2 is going to be a lot stronger.
Fair
I think
enough. But yeah, we got a new visual for it. We got a new season for it. Like we know when it's coming out.
Yeah.
So I'm looking
what I
forward to it.
what I really am waiting to hear is I'm mainly just saying this to make you mad. I'm waiting for them to announce a better opening and ending song because boy oh boy, that shit sucked.
Okay, you don't like fucking One Republic's ending. I
No,
thought One Republic's
it's
ending was good.
it's bad. It's
No,
bad.
it's
It's
not.
bad. It's
Not.
definitively bad. It's bad.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
You and like one other person are in their own little fucking echo chamber. Just, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
I'm not in an echo chamber. That shit was
With one other
bad.
person.
The song
No,
was
it wasn't.
not entertaining. It was not good.
Nobody makes it the way I do.
God, yeah. Please, no.
I thought it was a good ending. Moving on. The last two announcements were for One Piece. One Piece anime announces Subaru. God damn it,
Subaru?
I can't read. Subaru Kimura as new Frankie voice actor. The One Piece Jump Festa stage event also paid tribute to voice actor Kazuki Yao. If you haven't seen it already, the the Japanese voice actor for Frankie, is retiring due to health concerns.
Yeah.
Their health is deteriorating rather rapidly, even though they are only like 65, I believe, something like their mid 60s. But they took the stage this past weekend and basically did a ceremonious transfer of power, of Speedo power, to the new voice actor.
Yeah.
The old voice actor did a funny but amazing thing in which he took Frankie's red Speedo, basically Simba it like Lion Kinged it and Simba'd it into the air. People cheered, and then he laid it on the stage and walked off.
Yeah.
But before that, he introduced the new voice actor, told him how to do the Frankie pose and how to say the word super, which was great. I thought it was fantastic. So it's a sad end of an era, but I understand it because you got to stay healthy, and if you're not healthy and you can't do your job, you kind of
Oh man, and
yeah.
they've been doing the voice too for forever. I mean,
20 they've been doing it for over 2 decades now.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and
but
it's the same thing with like Luffy's voice actor. She said that once One Piece is finally done airing, that she's done. She's gonna retire. Like
yeah.
we've had some
Yeah, because
incredible.
Luffy's voice actress is like is also pretty darn old. I think
Okay, let's be nice.
she's 69.
She's a healthy young 69
She's a
years
healthy
old.
young 69 years old. You're
Okay.
right. You're right, but at the same time, like that's also well past like working age for most countries.
Yeah. Well, it helps when you're working as voicing a
One of the
rubbery
biggest
pirate and
characters in
a
fucking the
cat
world.
in another anime. So
Yeah. And also apparently a new robot in
oh yeah,
another.
and a new robot in Me and Roboco. So
But it was bittersweet. I've seen a lot of compilation TikToks and reels for the Frankie voice actor kind of ceremoniously
yeah,
exiting, and it was pretty sad to see. But at the same time, completely understand. Hope they feel better, get
yeah.
better,
Wishing them
etc.
well.
Yeah, because they did look a bit sickly when I saw them on stage, and I was like, dude, you do not look the same as you used to. I really hope you do well. You get better.
Yeah, it's
Um,
good to hear that they're
so.
taking priority on their health. But yeah, wishing them the
Agreed, because
best.
that industry does not tend to do that a lot.
Yeah.
So, but the other One Piece announcement that they had was One Piece anime resumes Japan broadcasts on April 6th. The series will continue with the Egghead arc part 2 coming April 6th, which
Hooray!
I'm looking forward to it. I haven't watched any of the Egghead arc. I watched the end of
I love Sonic.
no, not Professor
Bam, bam,
Eggman.
bam, 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 bam.
Why are you the way you are? Um I watched the rest of the previous arc, which for some fucking reason I'm blanking on the name of it right now. Like I know it's Kaido is the main enemy, the big dragon. For the life of me, Wano arc.
Uh,
Jesus Christ, it's the Wano arc. I watched the rest of the Wano arc. I haven't watched any of Eggman, but I am caught up on the manga. So I feel like once it starts back up, I'm gonna give it a go and see how it goes because I do enjoy this show. I think
yeah.
it's a fun show. It's been
I
pretty
mean,
darn fun to watch.
I have no yeah. I have no qualms against One Piece. I just it's something that I started watching on Toonami, and then once it finally made its way over to streaming sites, it's like here's all 200 whatever episodes that have already aired, and I'm like, boy, it's a lot to get through. And then now it's like I'll start at some point, and now we're at like this is episode 1000 whatever, and I'm like, well, I guess I should have started back when it was only 200. So yeah, I mean, obviously, it's great that it's
Yeah.
still going, and makes a lot of anime fans really happy, and it's going to be quite the sad day when it has to
It
end.
ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really hoping that we would get more information about the One Piece remake by Studio Wit in Jump Festa, but
Yeah.
we unfortunately didn't get any news there.
I think it's just because
But
there's already been a couple announcements, and it's like, other than, I
I
guess,
feel
getting
like the
more.
last announcement was at the beginning of the year, being like, "Hey, it's announced. This is it. This is what's happening," and
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I mean, I feel like with everything that happened during this year, because like, right, Oda already told that there's going to be X amount of chapters remaining. Like, it's wrapping up soon.
he hasn't said that there's been X amount of chapters or if he's going to end it in 2025, but he has said that this is the final
Like,
war that we're in. Like
yeah.
we're finally heading towards a war. They're about to show a couple characters coming up in the next few chapters that are basically going to bring the conflict to
Ahead.
where we are. No, not necessarily, but where the Straw Hat crew currently is right now, which I won't ruin. I won't spoil anything as to where they currently are. But they're going to introduce a couple characters that is definitely going to ruffle their feathers, essentially. So.
Ooh.
But yeah, for the final announcement, this was your most anticipated. This is one of your biggest announcements, so I'm going to let you talk about this one.
Uh, yeah, I mean, it's up there. It's in my top 3. I think Takopi is actually going to take the cake. But I mean, I think this one is more just from the standpoint that we've been waiting ever since it got announced, and we're finally getting like the first trailer, and the first trailer looks
Incredible.
amazing.
Incredible.
Chainsaw Man, the movie, ReZark anime, gets 2025 premiere in Japan. Awesome that we get a trailer. Awesome that we get the final announcement that it will be airing in 2025. Less amazing from the standpoint that we don't have a definitive date and the fact that we only have a Japan release date. So unclear
Release
when
window.
unclear when it's going to come out in the US, because if it gets a October 2025 premiere date in Japan, we might not get until like February of 2026.
I think probably. I feel like with bigger releases like this, they've been about 3 months apart. Like I know Boy and the Heron was a 3 month difference in
I
between
think
Japan and the United States.
I think Look Back was, when did Look Back
Look
come
Back
out?
was like 5 or 6.
No, I think Look Back was only like four or so.
I can double check it while you talk
But
about this. Though.
yeah, I'm excited. This is the one instance where I think a movie is acceptable simply due to the fact that this arc in the manga is somewhat brief and would have been really awkward to splice into a full season, just because I don't know if you could fully go into what would be the arc that precedes the Reese arc without it feeling kind of choppy and like an awkward ending moment for the season. So this is like a rare instance where a movie is acceptable. I don't mind it. I also like the fact that it is canonical. We're not getting like a non-canonical movie that they're just kind of, like, hey, if you want to see more, go see this. But this is probably trying to remember everything that was in the first series of the act, we'll say, of the manga, because we're currently in Act 2.
Right.
This is probably my favorite arc, if I had to say.
This is definitely up there for one of the best arcs.
I see you watching the trailer because your
I am
screen's just
watching the
going.
trailer.
Screen's going
Yeah,
wild.
I have actually yet to watch the trailer until right
Oh,
now.
it is awesome.
Which it's incredible. It's more Chainsaw Man than what I wanted, but I agree. This is definitely by far one of the best arcs in Act 1. It's not my favorite, but it is up there. I think my favorite is probably the one to follow it, which is all I'll say is Halloween.
Yeah, you just like that one. I mean, I have
no that whole like arc is fantastic.
Because
But
I think my
this
favorite
is like a close second.
my favorite sequence happens at the end of it, and I loved it so much so that I got it tattooed on me. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think this is also going to be the beginning for all of the fans, and I'll say this as not a spoiler, but like a disclaimer or a warning. Okay. This movie is going to be the first inkling for Chainsaw Man fans that are only anime watchers to finally get an understanding of what the series is going to turn into. Because a lot of people went into season 1, they're like, Chainsaw Man. What is this? What is this goofiness? This is wild and stupid. This can't be that. This can't be that good. Yeah, and then they come out of season 1. They're like, wow, that was really good. That was like really entertaining. There was a lot that happened. I'm really enjoying this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then they're going into the movie all hyped, like, oh my god, more. And it's like there's like a weird love story happening right now. Like, oh my god, this is gonna be great. We're gonna see a whole new side to Denji. This is gonna be super cool. And I want them to go in bright-eyed and just completely ignorant to everything that's about to transpire, because the rest of it from this point on is absolutely amazing. I think
it is.
I think if you love season 1, and again, coming from someone who's not seen or not read the manga, excuse me, I've read all the way through the manga so far. So if I'm coming in from the perspective of someone who's only watched the anime, if you really liked season 1, the rest of the series only gets that much better. So you're only going to get more and more impressed with how it goes. Your level of enjoyment though will definitely fluctuate. I don't think you're ever going to like it's never going
Hit
to
the
get less
highs.
impressive. It's just your emotional state during those moments will fluctuate dramatically. We'll just say that.
Yeah, I think that I think to kind of summarize what you said and just kind of put it in different like dumb terms for my brain to understand and other dums to understand is that this movie is going to be great, but you're going to get an understanding of kind of like the who's pulling the strings behind what after this movie.
Yeah.
And it won't happen until
More
the very end. And
y-
it's just gonna be kind of like, wait, that's not right, is it? That's surely you're joking, right? And you'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a great movie. Like
yeah.
watching that trailer, I'm like, fuck, I forgot about that. I forgot about that scene. That scene's gonna be fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. I'm really excited for this. This was my number 2. I think my number 1 was definitely My Hero Academia Vigilantes, just because I enjoy that more than My Hero. So for me to who has been one of those fans of just like, I want this now. Please give this to us. This is so much better
Yeah.
than the original show,
Yeah.
and we're finally getting it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm in. This is definitely my number 2 announcement. It's right next to it. I'm so excited for this movie. Look Back did come out 3 months and a couple weeks after
Bang.
its Japanese release.
Bang.
It came out June 28th in Japan, and it came out like the first week of October out here.
Yeah, end of yeah. Okay.
So it was literally 3 months in like a week or so.
Yeah.
So I could see this also being 3 weeks. I can only hope that this comes out in the summer and we get this near Halloween time. Not for the fact that I said Halloween earlier, that has nothing to do with this movie, but the like Chainsaw Man totally fits the bill of a good hack and slash, not
So
necessarily horror movie, but like action film to where a
so I don't
Halloween themed would be great.
we don't have to go too far into it because I know we are well over time for this episode, but
Yeah,
I
we
I
are really over today.
I'm fearful that it's going to air in Japan around that time because they have been doing a lot of collaborations with Universal Studios. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to set up something. Maybe it'll come out like hopefully July, August instead so that they can set up something for their Halloween fest at Universal Studios. But I mean, regardless, I am going to be very patient because as someone who's read through the manga, is caught up, I still remember the last sequence from season 1 where I was like, no shit. And like just that last little like 30 seconds and been like a kid waiting to wake up on Christmas. I was like, it's going to happen. It's happening. So I'm fine waiting a little bit longer to get it because it's just going to build up my anticipation even more.
Yeah. And just to put into perspective, Mappa is doing the movie. They do already have 3 shows on the docket for 2025 and 2 movies, including the Chainsaw Man movie for 2025. So it's one of those
Oofta.
things of, yeah, plus you also have to think they are doing Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, and they're also on the hook for Ranma 1/2 Season 2. So, like, they do have a lot on their plate. It's a matter of when will this happen in 2025.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I could see it being in October for them, which would be really unfortunate. But I feel like with the fact that honestly, 3 projects which we've known about one for so long, which is Lazarus, we've known that it's been in the works for
Yeah.
so long that that's probably almost done.
It has to
It's
be.
gotta it's gotta
At
be
this
so
point, it
close to
has
being
to be.
done. And then the other, which is Zenshu, which is coming out
I'm
next season.
so excited
Like,
for that one.
those 2 have to be so close to being done that you have to think summer isn't too unreasonable to say that this comes out in Japan in summer.
I'm going to leave this as the last thought before we wrap up.
Sure.
airs in Japan in beginning of October.
Sure.
Airs in the US Valentine's Day.
Oh, don't do that. Don't.
I only
do
say that because yes, it is more than a year from
Don't.
now. But what a
No,
great
I know.
timing
I
to it.
don't want it on Valentine's Day. Listen to me. I don't want this movie on Valentine's Day for reasons. For reasons that I won't
That'd be
won't
so
admit.
good.
It would be
So
good, but
good.
Jesus Christ, please don't do that to us. Please don't do that to the US. That would be a literal cruel and unusual punishment.
I'll take it with open arms.
I'm hoping for a June, July opening in Japan and in
Yeah.
October.
Sooner the better, but
the US.
you know, you can go for the little comedic timing. It adds a little bit of flair to it. I like it. I like it.
And with that, thank you so much for joining us this week. We greatly appreciate it. We will be back next week with a brand new episode. With the holidays happening today, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, this episode going up on Wednesday, we'll be a little bit slower. We've been a bit slower because of work and posting daily for TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and for Reels. We're in the new year. We do have plans to ramp that back up with the new year happening or next week. We'll be ramping that up again, but this week and next week will be a little bit slow on the short form content, but we will be back next week with a brand new episode. So until then, Spark Triumph. We'll see you later.